Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are now on to the last two role quests. So right now we have... There we go. We're going to be doing Tank as good old Dark Knight. Alright. Which niece or nephew or daughter or granddaughter or grandson or son are we going to be helping? Oh, hello. Judging by your attire, you must be the traveler from across the seas. Then I suppose XIV has enlisted you to our aid. He has indeed. Even though I'm not gonna lie, I'm seeming like this is a little below my pay grade to be dealing with some wannabe supervillains who aren't very competent. Just saying, I have bigger things I could be doing right now. I have a key that brings me to other worlds. I could be saving other worlds right now. But no, I'll get the person that stole a fucking rock-falling totem. I don't know. No, I actually love these little side stories. They're a nice change of pace. That you were guided here safely must be the work of the brave Narwhal. I'm sorry, what? Who remains watchful even in this dire time. We are ever grateful for its vigilance. So your totem's a Narwhal. Got it. Where are you from? My name is... Oh, God. Loa Zenique. Loa Zenique. My name is Loa Zenique, and I hail from the northern reaches of Dawntrail, where even our breath freezes when caught in the chilling winds. Our people reveal a Tural Vidral named Tural Vidral of the Narwhal, whose essence rests in the cradle of the sleepless, our most sacred treasure. Through fathomless depths, it swam without rest, protecting its home from any that would do it harm. Legends tell that the Narwhal could place the burden of its fatigue upon another, and thus be able to maintain its vigil night and day. So too can one who possesses the cradle lull a person, willing or no, into a deep slumber, all while avoiding need for sleep themselves. Okay, that's kind of a fucking cool... I want that. Needless to say, such power can cause untold harm in the wrong hands. Thus was the greatest warrior of our village, Tentoa, I'm just gonna sing one more Tentoa. Tasked with crossing, he's Big T. Tasked with crossing the ocean and returning that which is most sacred to us. Yep, do the whole hand to the heart thing that every character does. I have joined him, but I feared I would only be a burden, so I remained here that I might find someone to send aid. Big T has ever rushed bravely and blindly into the thick things, leaving me behind to watch and worry. But if there's anything I can do to help him, even a little, then I must. XIV has done well to send you to me. I can tell you are just the man to temper his more reckless tendencies and keep him safe during his quest. As luck would have it, a letter from Big T arrived shortly before you did. It seemed he discovered that the thief made their way to a place called XIV. Oh, good. So someone reckless who flies off the handle is likely to cause problems with people around him, going to the fucking theocracy that is real big on complete control of the populace. Good idea. Well, I don't doubt his prowess. Even Big T would be rendered helpless before the Narwhal's lullaby. Please, could you follow him to XIV and find him before he does anything rash? Yeah, I would rather he not be grabbed by the Inquisition. It's like a second home to me. I've been there a lot. It is true. It is true. Thank you, Kilrath. I knew the Narwhal would guide Brave Protector to our side. T sails to an unfamiliar place, but despite his hasty nature, he doubtless spent time gathering information about his surroundings before planning his next step. I'm gonna go there. He's already in a trial by combat. If XIV has a place like this one, where people gather to drink and talk, he might go there first. Ask for a swordsman with blue hair and attire like mine. I'm sure it won't be long before you find him. Yes, because, dressed for a tropical climate, even though it's not... I mean, you have layers, so that's fine. But yes, go to a snowy Arctic wasteland, dressed in places for this. Dressed in clothes for this weather. I know exactly where he's gonna be. He's in the room. He's at the bar that Tatarus spent most of the expansion on. Tataru's plan anytime we go investigate a place is, you know, we're like, okay, I'm gonna go check out the local populace. Yeah, I'm gonna go check, you know, the local constabulary. I'll check, you know, libraries, and then Tataru's like, I'll be at the bar! And it works. She gets information. She's a shrewd businesswoman, what can I say? That time Alfie, like, bought that sword at, like, face value instead of, like, trying to haggle and just spent the company's money. And everyone was like, Alfie, what did the fuck do you have any idea what you just fucking did? He's like, oh, what's that? Come on, Tataru's not gonna be that mad that I spent, you know, some extra money. I'm sitting there thinking, Alfie, you realize if you walk into that woman's office, you are not leaving with your thumbs. Alright, where are you? Oh, I'll just ask, you know, the actual guy. Hey, you seen a guy? There's a killer. What'll it be? Technically, it should be more French. A lad from the Western... That sounded more German. I'm not even gonna try. Oh. Can't be going on gossiping. Yeah, this is awful. About the comings and goings of any customers, now can I? That's a quick way to get to an empty tavern. But I suppose since you're you, I can make an exception just this once. Yeah. A lad, much like the one you described, walked through my door not long ago. Was asking anyone whose ear he could bend about some stolen narwhal or some such he was after. Usually you buy a drink before interrogating them, but not him. Nobody knew what he was going on about, but he was determined, asking where else in Ishgard people might gather to flap their lips. So I told him to head to the Jeweled Crozier. If you leave now, I reckon he'll still be there. You'll know him when you see him, trust me. So you gonna, like, have a guy up against the wall, like, where's the narwhal? Where's Scarecrow? Swear to me. Yep. See, this city, you want to talk about a city that's fucking easy to get around? This is just one big strip with some stuff on the sides. This area, big circle in the center, stuff on the sides, straight that list. Super simple layout, not like Limsa Lominsa. I will never stop complaining about Limsa Lominsa. There he is. That's actually not terrible for the weather. I mean, he's fully covered and it looks like there's layers. I mean, this is closer to what you'd want. A lot of padding and fur and stuff. It's probably not terrible. Oh wait, they live in a... she said they live in a frozen wasteland, so okay. So their clothes are probably modified and everything to be able to handle that. But you're also a tank. You're a fucking paladin. Or gladiator, or, you know, whatever. You're sword and board. I was assuming you'd be like a DPS or something. Which is why I'm here, to be his tank. Bunch of useless. By the narwhal's harn, you're... harn. Oh, see, Irish now. Oh, by the narwhal's harn. You think manners keep people warm. I'm not... You'd think the manners keep people warm for how desperate these people will cling to them. Here I'm trying to rid the city of a thief. Yes, you seem to know me, but I don't think I've ever seen you before. I'd remember. Those Inique sent you? Even across oceans, she can sense that I'm in trouble. Well, I won't deny a helping hand, especially one with her blessing. Having no luck getting information from these people, it seems there are unwritten rules regarding favors that no one's bothered to tell me. Yeah, it's a very, very uptight society. I know the thief traveled here, and that's where their trail runs cold. I thought it would be a matter of time before they used the cradle to commit some misdeed or another, but it seems nothing is amiss within or without Ishgard's walls. I've only a description to go on, though it availed me nothing so far. A woman of a race known as in this land as Elizin. She has striking red hair and eyes the color of rust. A scar dominates her forehead and a mole rests on her lips. She came to my village posing as a scholar with an interest in the cradle. Although she gave us a name, I know it was a lie. Just like anything else that spewed out of her mouth. Like my dick! Sorry. The bounty of meat, vegetables, and fruit she offered was worth its weight in gold to us, and the cold snap we suffered last year, we couldn't afford to turn her away. But looking back, I realized how brazen her deception was. Though she wore the robes of a scholar, she moved with the poise of a predator. I marked her as a fearsome warrior the moment I laid eyes on her. Of course, she wouldn't have been able to travel so far north on her own if she was unseasoned, so I thought nothing of it at the time. It was just my first misstep of many. That's all I know. It's not much, but if you see even the smallest scrap of a clue in there, it'd be damned sight better than what I currently have. Yeah, if they were a scholar, they'd probably... No, she's not seeking penance. Either one could be potential. I'm gonna say if she... Because I doubt she's really a scholar. Knights, was it? I suppose that's what you call these deadly-looking fellows clad in steel. Yes, you may be onto something there, but where would we find one willing to speak? Don't worry, I know a couple guys. In their barracks near the tavern? I know the way. I'll meet you there. Don't worry, I know a couple guys. Kinda know the guy in charge of this whole place now. Let's call up Amaric. Like, yo, Aim! Then it turns out that, like, we can't find him because right now he's doing his thing in his elephant suit. Just hanging around. Just wearing an elephant suit. Everyone knows about that, right? Amaric in the elephant suit? Huh? I keep looking this way because I may have to like shift how I put the camera and everything, because my natural instinct is to read chat over here. Game is here. Chat is here. But if I see something in chat where I want to look at the camera, like, it would be more natural to look up this way. But the camera's here. So I have to look at, like, it's my instinct is to look over toward chat as if I'm looking at chat to admonish them. But with the camera there, I have to, like, remember, here's camera A. But, like, this is kind of good because I got a good view of the wall, even though I didn't turn on the fucking FF9 sign and the cat. You know, you got some color in the background. There's not really anything if I put the camera in that direction. I'll figure it out. Right. We just want to hit... Where is Aetherite? Aetherite's here. There it is. Really fucking like Ishgard. I mean, it has such a good, like, strong high fantasy feel to it. I like the snow areas. I think it's really cool. But the other thing is, Heavensward was such an interesting expansion. A lot of other expansions, you're kind of moving around a lot. And you are in this too, but you started Ishgard, you ended Ishgard, you are here the entire fucking expansion. It was such a unique expansion too, because with a lot of the later ones, there's a whole huge ensemble cast, because you got all the Scions working with you. Heavensward is the one where you don't have the Scions. You have 2 people when you start that are left. After everyone kind of had to scatter because we accidentally kind of got involved in the assassination of royalty and then framed for it. But it's just you, Alfie, and Tataru. That's what's left. And it's just the 3 of you on the run, seeking refuge here, and basically getting roped into ending a war with the dragons. And it's just the 3 of you trying to, like, figure out how to get through this. That's really when Alfie goes from kind of an annoying, up-his-own-ass character to humbled after what happens in ARR. Like, completely. And, like, you know, he's trying to make amends, trying to be a better person. He really becomes, like, the broest of bros. Like, he's your best friend by the end of that expansion. Because it's just the two, like, the way I put it is, everyone who plays ARR and they're like, man, Alphonse is really fucking annoying. I'm like, just give it time. Wait till Heavensward. Like, you two go through the ringer together. Like, that is a bonding experience. That's why, like, some people who either, like, skipped a lot of the story and are just playing now, like, they don't really have a connection to Alfie. They're like, yeah, he's alright, but, you know, I like this character better. Like this guy. Like, if you were there, man, you really learn to appreciate Alphino. Like, you two are just, like, partners in crime. Tatsuru's hanging out at the bar the whole time, but, you know, she's always around. But that was just, but you're always here. You go out, you talk to dragons, you do some diplomacy, you go to different areas of, you know, Quarthus and all the dragon territories, but you're always back here, doing stuff. Whereas with, you know, like in Stormblood, you're constantly kind of changing your base of operations from Hirabanya, and then you're in Doma, but then you're also moving from there to the House of the Fierce, and then from there you're going to, like the areas around, Nakugane. What the heck was it? It was like like toward the very end, you basically set up shop like outside of Doma Castle. But you're constantly moving to new locations. Shadowbringers, Crystarium was always kind of your hub, but you still kind of wandered a lot. And Endwalker, yeah, it's between Charlie and Anrad's at Han. ARR, you move twice, like, but Heavensward is the one where, no, you are here. This is what you will see, like, after every single quest in the entire friggin' story. So it, like, has a much more, like, it felt like a smaller scope, which I kind of liked. I liked that, no, we're dealing with a problem in this city right now. And yeah, it has far-reaching effects, but everything is here. With this one small group of characters, eventually you end up getting Ysael and Astinian, and Aymeric to an extent. But, and Harshaphon, of course. But he's even there in ARR. So that's not necessarily unique to Heavensward, but yeah, I like the coziness of just, we're always just in this little city, right? Anyway, I've been wasting a lot of time yapping. Whenever I play Final Fantasy XIV, the thing is, I'm gonna end up starting, like, just to ramble. Because this game, having played it all these years, it means a lot to me. The story's amazing. And also, just, there's a lot of lore and a lot of stuff to talk about, because it's so dense. You know, every shot, there's just so much happening in it. And, you know, they may have gone too far in some places. Why, Master Akangi, what brings you to the congregation? Looking for a narwhal. You seen one? This Passage of the Unbound is not a name I have heard before, but if one of their number has brought an artifact of great power to Ishgard, we would be ill-advised to suffer their presence. Yeah, they're heretic. Grab them. Oh, actually, all the other areas we've been, like, finding people. Like, some of those places, you know, they might, like, just end up in prison, or, you know, maybe somewhat more lenient. Ishgard? No! They're gonna be in a trial by combat, or just straight up, like, burned at the stake. This is the wrong fucking place if you decide you want to cause trouble. We shall act on this information at once. If there is aught that would threaten the peace, then it is our duty to root it out. Consider the Knights of the Congregation at your disposal. Thank you for hearing us out, truly. Now, does anything about the description we share ring a bell? Ellison woman with red hair, eyes the color of rust. Wait, you said she bore a scar on her forehead, yes? And a mole? No, it could not be. You know who she is? Well, such information is usually privy only to those within the Order. Pray understand my hesitation. What? Weren't you listening to anything I told you? She's dangerous to be left alone. This isn't a time for secrecy. I know I'm a stranger in your city, but I can't stand by while innocent lives may be at risk. Yeah, you trust me. But T, you gotta learn how to talk to these people. They do not They do not care. They are a bureaucracy. Everything has to go through specific channels. But no, if it's me, I think they'll make an exception. I could just say, you know, the next time a catastrophe strikes, I won't help. You are right, of course. If the hero who ended the Dragon Song War is not worthy of our trust, then who is? Very well. Master Tento Wawa. Wawa? Wawa. I wish we had a Wawa around here. I only really get to go to a Wawa when I'm in visiting family in Florida. I think there's some, like, up in, like, around, like, New York, New Jersey, I think. Certainly not around here. Pray accept my apologies. Though you may not be Ishgarden, your desire to keep its people safe is plain to see. We shall place our trust in you as Master Akangi has. I got a Wawa down the street, suck it. Well, because you're in Florida. Like I said, there's tons down there. I really wish we had some, because every time I'm down there, just getting like a sandwich from there, like a hot sandwich, damn. That is some good stuff. I'm glad we can see eye to eye. Now then, what do you know of this thief? Your description called back some old memories. Memories of a knight named Leofane. Merely recalling his story makes me ill at ease, for the mark she left upon our honorable order was black as pitch. None know her whereabouts since she was expelled from the congregation. I had thought living with shame of her deeds would be punishment enough, but now she consorts with villains that threaten the very foundation of order, and 'tis clear we can suffer her freedom no longer. Assuming we have the right guy. Pub subs are the best. Back in 15, the bird watches your stream when I'm not around. Jamaica is watching the stream. Oh god, so I can teach her some new words. Okay. Just start saying penis over and over. Well, it's your bird. She probably already said shit like that. I shall inform my superiors of this development and suggest the congregation does all in its power to track down Leofane and place her in custody. For you learn aught of value, I promise to share it with you at once. So this is fitting a... not theme, I guess, but a trend we've been noticing, where people are joining this order to get back at a place. Like, there was the guy from Ul'dah who didn't like, I guess he probably got ripped off by some boss at some point and decided, let's take Ul'dah down. There was the guy in... who was the Limsa person? That was the kid who didn't get the respect of his dad. Like, everywhere they had, like, there was the Razat Han guy who believed that the Radiant Dawn weren't doing their job. Like, everyone is from a place, has a beef with that place, and is joining the supervillain team to get back at that place. So, former Knight of the Congregation gets kicked out, figures, I'm gonna use this big fucking ultimate power thing, I'll fucking get back at the city. I mean, to be fair, I already kind of did that for you. The congregation you knew is not the congregation, since I kind of disbanded the entire theocracy. The Holy See is no more. I suppose we ought to consider what to do in the meantime. Care to join me over there, Kilrath? Like, 5 feet over there? Alright, I will step 5 feet over there with you. Oh, he's over there. Jamaica. Here's a word I want you to start saying regularly. Turgid. 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 That's a good one. That's a good word. Turgid. Start repeating that. What's some other good words a bird could learn? Thick, ropey streams. You got that, Jamaica? You got it? Thick, ropey streams. Not Jamaica the country, Jamaica the bird that's watching. So, we have a name, Leofane, a former knight of Ishgard. That means she knows how to hide herself in the city well. Grasping about at straws won't get us anywhere. My own unfamiliarity does little to help our chances, and we have no choice but to wait until the knights discover some lead. Nevertheless, I intend to spend every waking moment learning more about this city and its workings. As for you, I only ask to be ready to move at a moment's notice. Until then, well, bye. There you are, Kilrath. Been walking Ishgard's streets whenever I'm able. I've been trying to search for any sleeping people. You see, the land I'm from isn't much warmer than this. People know not to tempt fate dozing off in the open air. Even those blind with drink manage to find their way home somehow. I figure the only force powerful enough to overcome this instinct for self-preservation would be the cradle. So if we find a sleeper exposed to the elements, we may well discover Leofane is nearby. Can't imagine. She brought it all the way just to remain idle. It's a tedious prospect. But we may need to scour every back alley and shadowed walkway before anyone catches something much worse than a cold. There we go. Master Akagi, Master T, I bring good tidings. The Temple Knights wasted no time in distributing handbills across Ishgard containing Leofane's description. Those efforts have already borne fruit. We've recently received a report of someone matching her features being sighted. Where? She was sighted near Camp Dragonhead by a patrolling sentry. He described a woman with red hair and a distinctive scar on her forehead. The outpost can be reached by passing through the Gates of Judgment and heading east. Once there, speak to Sir Ojinu for the full report. Ojinu? I knew she'd show herself. Let's hurry, Kilrath. We're on it, T. Camp Dragonhead. Actually, technically, I could just shift the game over on this monitor. Keep chat over on this monitor right near the, right near the camera. Maybe I'll do that. I'll figure it out. I was informed you were on your way. This is a concerning report by one of our entries, yes? This is concerning the report. He cited a woman matching the description of the handbill sent by the congregation. She was headed south along the footpath, and that is all we know. Every time I hear that, I look at my freaking phone, because that's my text message alert. Yes, this is the Ojinu. Ojinu? What? What? Hold fast, I shall send aid at once. What happened? A shipment of supplies was waylaid by monstrous beast. A contingent of Temple Knights should have been protecting it, but something is amiss. They need our help. Yeah, they do. We would be in your debt. The shipment was attacked on the road west of the observatorium. We must muster more knights. Please, go find my men before any lives are lost. And you too. What are we gonna get? I'll take another Okami. One of the many Okamis. It is... oh, damn, way south. Thematic weather. This is not quest weather. This is just the weather of the... Right now it is 8:35 p.m. Eorzean time. That you can see what time it is actually where I am. As well, over there. You can actually set clocks so that you have, like, local time, Eorzean time. Eorzean time doesn't really matter. It's not like... I mean, I think there are certain things that may happen at certain times, but, like, certain things may be more, like, prevalent at night or something, but for the most part, the time doesn't really matter. Where the heck is he? He's over here. There he is. Am I gonna get to do some combat with my Dark Knight skills? Like, the last 3 fucking role quests were classes I don't play very often. So now we're, like, finally at, like, 2 of the classes. Like, this will be Dark Knight, tonight will be... because I will stream tonight at, like, 8. We'll get that last one done. That way tomorrow, maybe we can do a real Freeform Friday. We'll see. But, yeah, now we're with Dark Knight and Monk. So I'll probably do Monk. I can actually switch up on my DPS the whole time I'm doing it. But like now we're in classes I actually play regularly, so I know exactly how these classes work. It should be close, right? I'll try searching this side of the river, other side of the river. Kilrath, you search further down the road and keep your weapon at the ready. Also, this fucking katana for Dark Knight is so fucking cool. This is Odentikai, right? I believe this might be... Is Odentikai... It's not Stormblooded, I don't think. I think it's actually Shadowbringers. I think you get it from one of the... One of the vendors in Shadowbringers? I think so. I think it's at... not Crystallarium. Might be one of the ones you get from Yulmore. Oh, there they are. Okay, here we go. There we go. A little more damaging than when I was doing the Sage yesterday. Those birds dead? They better not be. No, they seem like they're breathing. They're just sleeping. You saved us. We were almost... Oh, that's a problem. You won't be feasting today! Not a moment too soon. The wide eye watches eternal, and eternal is the sleep it bestows. Sleeping on the job. You people are lazy over here. No, they're not. Just look. They're asleep is all. Good. 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 Our trusty chocobos suddenly became unsure of their feet and the wagon toppled on the side of the road. There was nothing for it but to fix the damage on the spot. Temple Knights were to secure the area. Before I knew it, each and every one of them had fallen asleep where they were standing. Then the beast attacked. And it was just me before those snarling fangs. Time to wake up. Sleep her any longer and the cold will have you. What happened? Slap the shit out of him? Okay. We fell asleep, but we were patrolling. Must be mistaken. A Temple Knight could never shirk his duty. You calling me a liar? I saw you fall over on your arse with my own eyes. If not for Sir Ergenu's quick response and the bravery of these warriors, we would all be food for the vultures by now. The congregation will hear of this dereliction of duty, you can be sure. Aww. We don't want to sleep. Now, hold on just a minute. They aren't the ones to blame. A sacred relic of my people was stolen, and... now isn't the time. Sorry, forget I said anything. I think you could probably say something. Be like, oh yeah, there's someone who can cast sleeping spells. Just don't worry about it. Whatever dizziness overtook the chocobo seems to have passed, so I'll resume my journey once the carriages are paired. Assuming my guards are quite refreshed, I believe we can make our own way. Please, return to Camp Dragonhead to warm yourselves. It's no coincidence the giant birds and the two guards took leave of their senses around the same time. This is the work of the Cradle. But even if Leofane is here, she is no longer. Let's return to the city and consider our next steps. I'm gonna look up. Where was Identicai? Am I right? Was that... It is level 70, so no, that would be... So no, that would be Stormblood. Where do you get it? It's Ralga's Reach or Kugane. Okay, so never mind, it is Stormblood. What's the one that you get in Shadowbringers that I'm thinking of? Can't remember. But no, this is a sick fucking Dark Knight weapon if you want to do like a Eastern Samurai kind of look. And this armor from the Heavenstern event a couple years ago. Now, we probably could have like explained that these guys don't need to get in trouble. Like tell them, oh yeah, by the way, this is Relic responsible, don't get angry at them. Becky's like, nah, never mind. It's like, wait, why would we not tell them what happened? But then again, the head of the guards knows, so it's not like they're gonna be in trouble anyway. We've already informed everyone. The people that matter, anyway. Yeah, that's right, he's gonna be at the broom, isn't he? Or no, he might... Oh yeah, where is he exactly? Is he in the bar, or is... No, he's outside. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, Firmalbert. Herpadert, my name is Firmalbert. We have received the report of the incident at Camp Dragonhead. 2 of our own sleeping on duty by the Fury. Had you reached them a moment later, this day would have been much darker. Though it pains me to say it, those 2 shall be punished as befits the magnitude of their negligence. If I may, I don't believe the blame rests entirely on their shoulders. The Cradle of the Sleepless was used against them, I'm certain. Ah, yes, you did say it possessed the power to lull others into a deep sleep. I admit that would explain these exceptional circumstances. Regardless, they were still bested by their enemy, and their charge was almost killed as a result. Punishment is the only recourse. I see. The harsh stance, maybe? But I can respect that you don't treat your duty lightly. Yeah, what was I saying? No, explaining it wouldn't affect anything. That's right, this is fucking Ishgard. You're like, well, you shouldn't have gotten hit by the damn magic relic. Your own goddamn fault. Put you in the Judas cradle for a little bit. Well, if you learn anything else of Leofane's plots, please let us know at once. Even though we can't find her, I'm glad we were able to save those soldiers. Thank you for coming to us. Nay, 'tis the Temple Knights who owe you thanks. We shall continue our search, and rest assured, you shall be the first to know of any developments. Karath, there's more I would tell you about the cradle, things I should have told you sooner. Join me over there, I'll do my best to fix this mistake. Let's walk a couple feet away. Still in earshot, technically. Well, no, I guess, well, those 2 ladies might hear us. Just don't say anything that's gonna upset them. Now you've seen with your own eyes what I've only been able to describe. The Narwhal's lullaby can put even hardened warriors into a restful slumber. They may as well be defenseless as a may as well be defenseless as a newborn babe. Even with such power, my people have never used it to attack our enemies. Its sole purpose has always been to keep a single person awake. An eternal guardian who would never sleep, never rest. The Wide Eye. Me. For 10 years I've been awake, training day and night to gain the strength I have now. Strength to shield my people. Of course, another must receive the weariness I cast aside. The Shut Eye. You've met her, in fact. Lozanique. As I've been awake these 10 years, she's spent the better part of her days in deep slumber. Her brief periods of wakefulness are spent exercising and eating so her body doesn't waste away. That seems like a weird... Well... As long as every time you wake up you're not too famished, that wouldn't be so bad. And so we've barely spoken, despite how much I depend on her. When we were young, we'd spend our days exploring the mountain paths, but that time is long past. Telling you all this now, I realize how very little my life has been dedicated to my own pursuits. Lozanique and I both have devoted ourselves entirely to protecting our village. Oh, okay. How did she get it? How did she even get close to it? Well, about that. No, I've no excuse. It was my fault it was stolen, and I'll bear the burden. A protector must take responsibility for his charges. But we don't have the luxury to dwell on regrets. I see now that although my people never used the cradle for ill, wicked hearts can twist anything toward evil. And that's something I can't tolerate. The very thought that this might happen again makes the bile churn in my gullet. We must bring Leofein's schemes to an end. Alright, next. Ah, just the person I wanted to see. I'd like to ask your advice on a certain matter, if you don't mind. Sorry, pills. Come on. There we go. Oh. Alright. It's been a while since my last letter to Lois Anique. I wanted to wait until I discovered something worth sharing to write to her. But we're still completely in the dark, and I don't want her to worry, but I don't know what to tell her. Tell her things are fine. It's going good. I will sub to your stream if you don't take your pills for a week. Well, that's not a good idea. That's not a very good idea at all. I mean, if you want to see me start continuing... Well, I mean... Yeah, if you want to see me start, like, turning yellow over the course of, like, that week, then sure. Alright, I'll start right away. I may not have much time left. Oh, don't misunderstand. It's nothing so grave as that. It's just the last time I used the cradle was just before it was stolen. Luckily, I'm still as alert as I've ever been, but it won't last long until I must dream like any other. That will give Leofein free rein while I'm helpless in bed. There's no quarry more dangerous than one who doesn't sleep. We have to see this through before that happens. Oh, that was Jamaica? Oh, that was... Okay, so the bird said I should not take my pills for a week. Well... I mean... If it's her saying it, I mean, that carries a little more weight, if I'm being honest. Master Kongi, Master T. We have received report that several groups of Temple Knights have fallen afoul of what can only be your stolen artifact. Several? Let me guess, they were all guarding someone else. That would be correct. It is the duty of a knight to protect those who cannot protect themselves. If we fail at even its most basic function, then our honor means nothing. As if the incident her Capdragon had was not shameful enough, the knights in these most recent tasks were left in quite compromising positions. Oh, did she, like, pose them, like, doing, like blowing each other? Oh, that's a little different. That's also pretty different. I like that one. That one's creative. Oh yeah, that's just waiting for a pounding. Yet the weight of embarrassment is a trifle compared to the guilt we would bear if any innocent came to harm. The Fury was merciful in that respect, but I would rather not see these incidents repeat. Still, while the Temple Knights must work to repair their reputation in the days ahead, 'tis a far cry from bringing Ishgard crumbling to its knees. Truth be told, the methods of this passage of the Unbound leave me mystified. But Leofein was cunning, if nothing else. Till we can discern her true motivations, we have little recourse but to wait until she makes a mistake. Maybe testing the limits of the artifact's powers. Yeah. Start small. Then you suggest she has a greater purpose in mind for it, and these incidents are simply a prelude. I cannot discount that theory, I admit. We shall remain vigilant. There's no telling how much chaos she can sow if left unchecked. We have to do everything we can to get the cradle out of her clutches. And to do that, we have to start asking the right questions. This new information makes me wonder, why is she focusing her attention on the Temple Knights? Well, she has a beef with them, clearly. I've pondered the same. Posted at Camp Dragonhead are knights from many houses of repute, including House Fortemps. Yeah, it's my boys. Being a former Temple Knight herself, Leofane doubtless knows their habits and training. Perhaps it makes it easier for her to exploit their weaknesses. But you put people to sleep to keep yourself awake. Does that mean you have to be tired to put that tiredness in someone? Like, do you have to, like, really, like, exhaust yourself and then cast it on someone to get rid of it? Or can you just, like, do it on anyone and you're just instantly refreshed? You know? What is this? That doesn't look like she's watching, it looks like she's sleeping. I mean, she may be listening. That we'll know if she starts repeating what I said. And if we follow the knights, maybe pick up her trail. It's not ideal, but it's the best we have to go on. Well, a large contingent of knights was recently been dispatched to Quarthus. You remember Gorgain Mills, yes? It was it has lain abandoned ever since the heretics were driven from it. Oh, I know that place, yeah. Yet there is ever a risk that unsavory elements might infest it once again. Thus have the Temple Knights planned joint patrols of its premises with other contingents. If you speak with Sir Redwall at Falcon's Nest, I am certain he would be glad to help you along. Redwall? I love those books. Okay, bye. Did my monitor get hit by something? That's weird. Falcon's Nest. Remember when you were making noise and your parent would knock on the door and come in saying you were who was making all that noise, but you would pretend to be asleep? That. Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. She's a sly one. I'll give her that. Hey, Redwall. Another Dark Knight. That's a cool fucking helmet. Which helmet is that? Is that one of the ones? Hold on, I can actually say. That is Halone's Helm Offending. Okay, so yeah, that's the PvP one. I think. No, maybe not. No, because that was the armor sets. I think are the Fury, not Halone. I think she's 22 or 23. Yeah, but they live like forever. So yeah, she's a youngin, practically 60 to 80. Yeah, so. So she's basically 22 in human years too. Not gonna do it. That's the good thing about parrots. You're not gonna do those like dog years. It's like 7 at this time, and then it increases later. It's like, nah. Parrot age, it's just age. Is that Master Akongi, I see? Of course. You are ever welcome at Falcon's Nest. Yet I believe I do not know your companion here. This is my new man-wife. Indeed, whispers of the Temple Knight's humiliations have reached us even here. Falling asleep while on duty, I dared not believe the stories, but it seems there was truth in them after all. They fell asleep, true, but it wasn't their fault. We suspect they fell victim to an enemy wielding a powerful artifact. Now, the rumors failed to mention anything like that. If it can lull even trained warriors to sleep, then we must treat this as a serious threat. Nevertheless, if one Temple Knight falls, another is always at the ready to take their place. So long as this artifact cannot put an entire regiment under its spell, I believe we are well positioned to combat it. Interesting. The idea of your allies falling asleep doesn't seem to disturb you at all. Where I hail from, a single warrior is responsible for the safety of his entire village. Make no mistake, we do not doubt our allies' mettle. and we mourn every loss, yet each man and woman here knows that if they must quit the battle, another sword just as fierce will take their place. To know that an ally is at your back, it would allow you to fight with abandon. Now you believe this Leofane might take interest in our activities at Gorgain Mills. Party has already left, accompanied by a group of Temple Knights. If your suspicions are correct, then they are at risk. I would ask you to follow in their tracks and ensure they have not fallen victim to foul play. The mills can be found to the north, just across the Black Iron Bridge. The party should be arriving there soon, conditions permitting. I mean, are these conditions permitting? We have to reach them before Leofane does. Leofane. Leofine? Leofin? Leofin. They met on Jeffrey's... yeah. That's like way down there, isn't it? Yeah, it's like way the fuck over there. Nah, it's just a fate. I'm just kicking back on this fucking behemoth, just like on my throne. It's like, what are you gonna fucking do? I'm on a behemoth. Is it above? I think it might be above. Down in the little village area? I think it might be. Yeah. Like a little abandoned village. Whee! Oh, there it is. Data house. Yo, what's up? Ah, you're already asleep. Alright. Well, we tried. We're too late. They're fast asleep. But Redwall gave the impression there were more. These knights must have been the lookouts. We should awaken them, but keep your eyes peeled for Leofane. Leofane. I'm just gonna keep saying Leo. No, it should be Leofine, right? Because Leo is fine. Sorry. I'll rouse these ones. Karoth, you search for the building through the building yonder. I've been in here before. Did they ever take down all, like, the heresy stuff in the basement, or is that still there? Who the hells are you? How'd you get past the guards? Oh, hey. Oh, it's you. Yeah, I'm just gonna let my shadow take care of you. That's okay. Hey, can you take care of this? There we go. There we go. Good job, Shadow. Is that building an all-male sauna? I heard you say you've been there for ha 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 ha. It's you. Thank the fury you arrived when you did. Those thugs struck when our backs were turned. I assumed the Temple Knights were protecting the entrance, so I wasn't cautious as I should have been. Were they all killed? No, they're sleeping on the job. Don't worry about them. Sleeping? I've heard the stories, of course, but I didn't think they were true. Whoever's behind this, I'm sure they didn't count on you showing up. For now, we shall tend to our wounds and finish our inspection here. Master Kongi, I asked you to join the knights outside and wait until we're finished. Oh yeah, there's still heresy shit in here. I saw the altar still there. Oh, is it really considered like heresy anymore if the Dragon Song War is over? Oh, I guess we haven't completely upended the theocracy just yet. There's still remnants. Oh, here we go. Oh, she's ninja? Okay. Ah, as I thought, just when I was becoming bored, I sighted a familiar face among these slumbering knights. I simply had to come and make sure it was you. You finally found the courage to show yourself. Hand over the cradle now and I won't kill you. Whoop. What did they call you again? The Wide Eye? You must have had quite the journey to come this far. Be careful, Kilrath. This is our quarry. The thief who stole the cradle of the sleepless. This is Leofine. Narwhal. Okay, now that one is the most dildo-ish of the dildos. Like, that's even got a tapered tip right there. That can go right in. Just whoop. That is your ally? That flea-ridden kennel could did you... Yeah. What flea-ridden kennel did you rescue them from? Are you sure they do not seek the artifact for themselves? Oh, you don't know who I am? It matters not, I suppose. Like, this is clearly one of those situations where you don't read the newspaper, do you? Like, anyone in this, like, on this continent, like, knows who I am. Like, what the fuck's your problem? Like, the Warrior of Light can solve most problems happening in an area by just walking in the room and being like, yo, I'm Warrior of Light. Everyone just calm the fuck down. And they're like, okay, yep, we're good. Problems, we'll solve this, don't worry about it. Which is why it was interesting being in Tural, because it's like a different continent. They don't know who the fuck I am. They don't know me from Adam. But this bitch should know who I am. Before you throw your lives away, I suggest you think from what is the cause you fight worth the sacrifice. So few of us know true freedom. If there's aught you would grasp with your own hands, do so before they wither and your eyes shut for the last time. The codes and rules you would bind men to are mere illusions. Open your eyes, truly open them, and you shall see a path all your own. Only a fool would waste their life in the struggle of another. Quit spouting nonsense. Nonsense? Yeah, perhaps. I am here because of another, after all. Apyahi, who came to me at the heights of my debauchery and welcomed me into her devious brotherhood. She guided me to great power, yes, and now I lead others upon the unbound path. Yet, truth be told, I have little interest in seeing where it ends. To tear down the world's nations, Ishgard among them, and usher in a world unto, well, what does it matter? Yet I do derive great pleasure in shaming the Temple Knights. I'm seeing the snickers and jeers deflate their pompous stride as they walk down the streets. If this artifact can hasten their fall from grace, I shall keep it. Why not? Why shouldn't I keep it? Oh, he's going Super Saiyan. I know the path I walk. The one that leads to your downfall. And I won't abandon it. I'll take the cradle back. And then I'll... Well, that happened. That means she can't use it on me, probably. Oh dear, you seem to have lost your train of thought. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your concentration? I know you cannot hear me, but if you want your artifact back, I might suggest stealing it from me while I'm asleep. But considering the burden I have just passed on to you, an opportunity may not come for some time yet. Why, I feel absolutely transcendent. To think the shackles of fatigue weighed so heavily. Alas, it appears the artifact needs its own repose of sorts. No matter, I have learned more than enough to take my next step. You do some fucking ninja bullshit to get out of this one? See to it that this lot is disposed of. 'Tis the least we can do for the freedom I have given you. I mean, you're all about to die, so... this is not going to end well for you. Yeah, tank, Dark Knight's kind of a powerhouse of a tank. We don't have the best mitigation, even though we kind of do. We have the worst invulnerability move. But Blackest Night is the best mitigation in the game. And we have since they fixed Dark Mind, finally, we have what? We have Blackest Night, Rampart, Shadowed Veil, Reprisal, 2 stacks of Oblation, Dark Missionary, Dark Mind. We have a lot of options to mitigate damage. Granted, we do not have the self-heal and self-sustain that a lot of the other tanks have. But we do shit tons of damage to kind of make up for it. And we just gotta really make use of Blackest Night as much as fucking possible. 25, I think it's 25% of your health is a shield. And if it breaks, you get an instant, a free cast of Edge of Shadow. Seems completely detached from the waking world. Okay, so he's dead, so he'll be in a coma for a couple years. But why do you have, like, one waking eye, one closed eye? Why not just one waking eye and people take turns being closed eye? Does anyone have insomnia? I played episode 5 last night in LEGO Star Wars. Darth Vader being Luke's father is not as good of a plot twist as when Bruce Willis was dead at the end of Sixth Sense. I guess that's a matter of opinion. Because the problem is, Darth Vader being Luke's father, you can kind of go back and be like, well, especially without the prequels. Like, oh, well, yeah, I guess that's possible. Like, yeah, it's his dad, and the kid was hidden from him on a backwater planet. Okay, yeah, okay. The problem with Bruce Willis being dead is now you have to recontextualize every scene he was in, recognizing that no one could see him. Like, when the kid walks in, when he first, like, is going to be a psychiatrist, and he walks in, and Bruce Willis is on a chair, and his mother is on another chair across the room, like, just next to him. Did he not think it was weird that he walked into this house? Like, did he knock on the door? Did she open the door? How did he get in? And when he was sitting on the chair next to her, was he trying to talk to her at any point? You would think he would. And wouldn't he be weird that she wasn't responding to him at all? Like, it's stuff like that that starts to completely break down. Like, the logic of, like, how he did not know. It just makes no sense. I mean, I always says, like, they see what they want to see, so he was, like, seeing the apartment not, like, still, like, clean, as if it wasn't, like, in shambles. Like, was he hallucinating that she was answering him back? And you'd think at some point the kid would mention his psychiatrist, and his mom would be like, who? So, like, it's... M. Night Shyamalan loves the idea of a twist that seems to, like, come out of nowhere, and it's like, oh! But then, if you apply any rationale or logic to it, and just start thinking about it, like, contextually, as far as everything that's happened, you're like, this makes no fucking sense. How the hell did he not know? That absolutely makes no sense. Like, every one of his twists is kind of like that. It's like, it's the twist for the sake of the twist without actually thinking and setting up, how can we make this believable so you can go back and say, but wait a second, oh no, that was explained. Like, no, that's M. Night Shyamalan. No one talks about Darth Vader being Luke's dad, but we all talk about... Do we? Do we really talk that much about Sixth Sense anymore? And Darth Vader is Luke's dad, everyone just kind of knows. It's just kind of a thing. Now. But I don't really know if anyone references Sixth Sense anymore, except ironically when they say, I see dead people. That's about it. Granted, I did like that movie. It's just... The twist makes absolutely no fucking sense when you actually, like, start going back. And, like, he sets up a meeting with the kid in, like, a room, like an interrogation room, where he shows him, like, the tape that he took of, like, the ghost that was speaking. And it's like, why is the kid in that room, and how did he get in the room? Like, you would think if he was in that room, someone else would have been asking questions, because Bruce Willis is fucking dead. No one sees him. So why is everyone else, like... Would no one else have walked into the room and, like, wondered who he's talking to, or would he never mention this person and been told this person doesn't exist? Sorry to ramble. It's just, like, one of those things where it was a twist that didn't have... The payoff of the twist was you going, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Or you could be on the autism spectrum like me and pick up on the twist 30 minutes into the movie and ruin the shit out of the twist for everyone else in the theater by saying it out loud. Did you actually do that? What point did you? Is my question. Looks like you've saved us twice today. Thank you. Wait, this was all one day? Or is that, like, because I saved you first and then I beat those people again? But what of him? Fast asleep, just as we were. Could this be what Sir Firmalbert warned us about his report? Yeah, pretty much. I see, and those stories are more than just wicked rumors. Suppose there is some small comfort in the fact that our enemy tipped their hand without causing a loss of life. While the drowsiness makes my eyes heavy, my ears could not mistake Leofine's arrogant voice. If she would not scruple to attack former comrades in arms, then she has fallen farther than I dared to imagine. Did we bear the blame for allowing her to get the upper hand, and in doing so put innocent lives at danger? Another black mark on our order. It was only thanks to you that your companions' efforts that the snow was not stained red this day. At the very least, let us carry him back to the congregation. We'll just dump him on the, like, right in front of the inn, just dump him on the floor and be like, just knock on the door, then run. Our work is done here, so we should accompany them back to Falcon's Nest. Killarth, pray return to Ishgard and look after your friend. Wait, so I do want to ask, what part tipped you off immediately that he was dead? Because the fact that, like, no one outside of the kid ever talks to him is one thing. Like, that's one of the obvious ones, that you never see him... Oh, you were, like, 6 years old, so you just... He never changed his clothes. I never even caught on... I didn't even catch on that. Wow, okay. Okay. Because I thought it was weird that, like, we never see anyone speaking to him other than the kid. But I never even noticed he never changed his clothes. But that's also one of the things I may not have noticed just because I was like, it's just how the character looks. Because I'm used to fucking cartoons where everyone always wears the same clothes anyway, because that's just their design. You know, I also was not that particularly old. I think I saw it on a Disney Cruise Line, of all things. Because my dad and I were both into, like, ghost movies and stuff, so we both watched it. Oh, right, let's go on Ishgard. But yeah, that I did not catch up on. I should have, probably. But again, like I said, I was like, it's just what he wears. That's his design. The only real suspense movie that got me was Saw. Saw is just, like, dumb murder porn, though. Like, violence porn. That's another one, where it makes less and less sense the more logically you think about it. I forget Sixth Sense. Let's talk about the Saw movies. I didn't see Jigsaw being alive that whole time in the bathroom and walking out. Oh, yeah, well, yeah. The first one actually, like, it was small scale enough that it was actually still a decent suspense movie. The problem was the more and more it went, the more and more ridiculous it got. It's like, okay, now this cancer patient with, like, a woman helping him that he also kidnapped once. There's no possible way he could create these elaborate deathlands of, like, machines and things. Like, it's just... And at some point, like, why? Why are you doing this? Like, it starts, like, really just stops making sense. And, like, making any kind of, like, this is possible in any way, shape, or form. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, you know, movies are meant to be like fantasy, but they got silly after 3? Yeah, they got really silly after 3. Even 2 is starting to push it. Full glad I am to see you all, Master Akongi. I understand you come fresh from an encounter with none other than Leofine. Master T now rests on the second floor. We shall stand vigil by his side every moment until he opens his eyes again. We should not have to wait long, but if you wish to check on him, please do so at your leisure. Alright. There's another matter to discuss. Just before your departure to Gorgang, I don't know. Nils, it seems there was another incident. A group of criminals were released from their cells, their guards found in deep sleep. Doubtless Leofine is behind this, and doubtless the ruffians you clash with were those self-same criminals. Leofine is gathering those who bear a grudge against the Temple Knights to her side, and using this animosity to her advantage. We now know for certain that Leofine is the mastermind of these attacks, and that her aim is to chip away at the foundation of the Temple Knights, our honor. You have no honor. A barrel has fallen on me. I have no honor, and you must kill me. When I shared these revelations with my superiors, it was decided that none should speak publicly of the artifact and its powers. The Passage of the Unbound seeks to overthrow the nations of the world. One obvious method to achieve this goal would be to stoke the flames of unrest among the common folk, thus sinking Ishgard into a mire of chaos and distrust. It already is! There's already a class war that's been going on. Not unlike the blasphemies of the final days. So long as these failures are placed squarely on the shoulders of the Temple Knights, we can avoid fomenting a more abiding mistrust in the nation's very core. For Ishgard's peace, I would gladly suffer any disgrace. The question remains as to whether we can apprehend Leofine before she tears our reputation to tatters. While Master T slumbers, it falls on us to search for clues that might point us toward her whereabouts. Leofine remains as elusive as ever. If she's in league with Ishgard's more unsavory elements, she could be hidden anywhere. We have only her cryptic statements to guide us. It seems that whatever her plan is, her actions thus far have been but a prelude to its climax. We can hope that T wakes up before she emerges again. I mean, she could just put him to sleep again, though. That's the thing. You send someone in first to absorb the sleep, and then you just rush her. Kilrath, there you are. Oh, she's here. But then again, she's been sleeping for, like, years, so she's probably, like, gonna be up, like, she's wired right now. So glad I found you. I was starting to think I was in the wrong city, but the narwhal guided me true. Oh, you must be the maiden T mentioned. You hail from the same village, yes? I am Firmalbert of the Temple Knights. It's an honor to meet you. You seem to have trouble with your own name there. T wrote about you in his letters. I am Lizanuque, and the honor is all mine. You looking at that guy over there? Walking by. Is T with you? I haven't received a letter from him in some time, so I came here to check on him myself. Yeah, about that. He gonna be sleeping for a while. Yep, just do the hand of the chest thing. One of those NPCs with like 2 expressions. Hand on the chest, or this. Or this. As I talk. You start to figure out the emotes. You insufferable fool, what have I always told you about rushing ahead without thinking? Now you even have the gall to be sleeping when I arrive? You promised you'd write to me, and what was I supposed to do when the letters stopped coming? Well, you've been in a coma for years, so I mean, it's not like you've been reading a whole lot. Do you even know how to read? I was so worried. At least I could take some small comfort in that he appears otherwise unharmed. I take it you're to thank for that, Kilrath. Is there any way to counteract the influence other than just having someone else just eat it? Just eat the spell, and then someone else comes in and punches her. Can one stay awake forever by sheer force of will? The answer is the same. Although we can deny ourselves food and drink, sleep is another matter. It always finds us in time. And to rouse oneself from a slumber this deep is an impossible task, even for someone like T. Do you know why he sleeps so soundly? Reports of other incidents indicate those affected awoke in a matter of moments, yet he shows no signs of stirring. Well, that... I'm sorry, I can't say for certain. But I do know stories of those who came before me. More than one shut-eye has fallen into a sleep much like this. One so absolute they become deaf to the outside world. With no means to sustain their bodies, they would waste away if left alone. So our people would find a mixture of herbs and other materials that would usher the shut-eye back to the waking world. What could possibly be strong enough to bring someone back from this? Jenkum. We call it spring dew, and it's the secrets of its making are passed down through generations. Each drop acts as a ray of sunshine in the darkness of sleep, a beacon for the dreamer to follow. Do you have any less poetry-based solutions to this problem? Son of a bitch got Cosby'd. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry about that. You mean like this? Should I have one of these? I found one of these at CVS once. They had a whole display of them. My first thought when I saw them was, oh, you don't want a Cosby surprise. No one wants a Cosby surprise. What were you thinking? I mean, it's probably a product that's been around forever, but it's like, yeah, unfortunately, that does not bode well for a product if your name is Cosby Surprise. Anyway. I carry some of the ingredients in my person, but others must have gathered must be gathered fresh. It won't be an easy task, but I'm certain it will save him. I don't know their Eorzean name, but one of the flowers blooms a striking yellow and grows only where mountain peaks soar above the clouds. Being so close to the heavens, it drinks in the sunlight. The petals cleanse the body and promote wakefulness. In the churning mists blooms a yellow flower called the dandelion. In no other place in Eorzea can one be closer to touching the sun. Oh, all this time I could have stayed awake by eating dandelions? I didn't know that. Good. Next we'll need the saliva of a beast we call morbles. And the thicker it is, the better. Oh, thicker? You need it thicker? Pungent odor? Would it be like a pungent, turgid odor that would wake the dead? Oh wait, we just fought a guy who threw bombs that did that. Ah, I know them well. Morbles are not an uncommon sight in the Dravanian hinterlands. A mature specimen should possess saliva with the desired effect. The prospect of gathering it, however, is an unenviable task. Once we have those two ingredients, mixing the rest should be a simple matter. Do you think you can procure them? Yeah, that part's easy. Your confidence is reassuring. Since the morble saliva must be the fresher of the two, I ask you first climb into the heavens and pick dandelions for tea. Yeah. Still not going to try to say that. Tenta-wa-wa-wa. That's big. He's big T. I hope we get some good character names in Monster Hunter Worlds when it comes out. Wilds. Yeah, it's probably fine. It seems like they haven't been doing that quite as much. They've been giving characters actual names in, like, Rise and World. Like, I want some good names, like Neko, and then in parentheses, means cat, or Chief's son. Or The Man. Like, those are the best characters. Those are my favorite characters in Monster Hunter. The Man is definitely one of them. But yeah, Chief's... what is the Chief's son name? His name is Chief's son. What is that cat name? That cat's name is Neko, in parentheses, means cat. Street Chef was another good one. The Caravaneer. But it's like, you're trying to, like, make it into, like, an actual game with a plot and, like, characters now? Like... I don't know if I appreciate that. I kind of prefer my Monster Hunter to be good and dumb. Like when you make your fucking ship in Monster Hunter 4, and like, oh, I hope it looks like a... or it's like an airship, and it's like, I hope it looks like a big stupid whale. And then it looked like a big dumb fucking whale, and I was so happy. I was like, yes! It looks like a big dumb whale! How many of these do I need? 2? That's another one. Easy peasy. Look at that. Not even difficult. You know, the crazy thing, too, is every one of these dragons around here... Yeah, we just gotta get the saliva. Where's a good place to go for it? Wow, goddamn, really? Wait. Did I not ever map this plate? Where's the adjoining area? Okay, do I go there? Is there no... No, that can't be right. There's gotta be a... My car is covered in pollen. Well, I gotta say, yeah, it might be down there. In here, cars are covered in fucking snow, but okay. But that's the worst feeling in the world, when you walk outside, like, in the middle of spring, and you just see nothing but, like, the yellowish-green pollen everywhere. Like, my eyes immediately start hurting, even though they haven't even gotten pollen in them yet. But this sucks. What are you gonna do? I think I am gonna shift this around a little bit. I think I'll put game here, chat here. So that way chat is right next to the camera, so I can be looking at chat and then look up at the camera. Be more natural. What am I doing again? Right. Sorry, I'm very easily distracted. As you can tell. Oh, here we go. Alright. Oh, this is around fucking Idleshire. Oh, that's why there wasn't a fucking... yeah, this is Alexander. I was gonna say, why is there no, like, Aetherite here? But it's because it's right next to fucking Idleshire. It's right outside. Let's clear this map out a little bit. Testing. What? I worry about you sometimes. That's a lie, I don't worry. Good old Charlians and their love of the fucking Fibonacci sequence. Is there something over here? This is parts of the map that haven't been covered. Oh, hold up. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Here, I thought I pretty much explored every single scrap of this map. I know it will get you to look at chat. We're helping you focus and reposition chat. Oh. Hold on. So now I've mapped it all out. Why? I mean, it's not like there's anything here, but... emote. Where's the lookout? There we go. Sightseeing done. I'm not doing it right now. I'll do it before the next stream, but I'm not doing it now. But yeah, it probably is more natural just to have me looking this way and then turn this way. I may physically move them, though. Because the monitor over here where I have chat is actually a TV, not a monitor. So it's better to have the game on a dedicated, you know, better quality monitor than some old, like, flat screen. That's not a huge deal, though. Actually, if I move them, that would actually work out better, given where the plugs are. Like, the friggin' monitor won't be, like, so taut. So yeah, this will work out. Yeah, so basically if you go north from here, you go straight into Idleshire, which is a major hub town, so... Yeah, I didn't quite recognize it at first. I was like, what the fuck is this place? Oh, there's a marble. Can I just, like, go over there and just, like, shove my hand in its, like, mouth and be like, give me a spit? Oh, we're just gonna fight this one instead? Okay. Alright. Right. He's not at Camp Dragon there anymore. Because I figured, like, at first I was like, well, no, this makes more sense, because if I'm looking at the game, my head is in, like, the direction of the camera, so I look up, but I have to look this way for chat, so going back and then forth just seems weird. Wookiees live on Endor? If Wookiees do not live on Endor, you must acquit. No, if Wookiees do live on Endor, you must acquit. Because if Wookiees live on Endor, then Chewbacca does not make sense. That does not make sense! Why would a Wookiee, a 7-foot Wookiee, live on Endor with a bunch of tiny Ewoks? It does not make sense. Who do I talk to here? Okay, where is she? Where are you? Are you upstairs? Oh, you might be upstairs. Oh, I can't use mounts here. Ah, there you are. I'm ready to start mixing the ingredients at once. That is, of course, assuming you brought them with you. There you go. This will make an excellent poison. Is this a world where Appetite for Destruction doesn't exist? Because I'd like to move there. That album sucked. These are difficult to acquire at the best of times, so thank you for gathering so quickly. I shall get started immediately. I was about to move my hand over to Shadow Man, they're like, no. No, you don't get that anymore. We've done all we can. Now we wait for T to open his eyes. Oh, who the hell are you? Where am I? Hope you enjoyed sleeping the days away, Tentowana. Tentowawawawa. T. And I'm glad you're finally awake. Those are Nikwe. What are you doing here? I see. So Leofine wielded the cradle against me. While I was tucked soundly in bed, Loa Zinikwe came all the way here. Curse my weakness! Just when we had her, and just when I was needed the most, I failed. For 10 years, I endured countless trials. When the time came, I couldn't even swing my damn weapon. I mean, you did once, and she dodged pretty easily. You were kind of, like, really slow and wide with it, and it was not particularly impressive. Not that I'm trying to pile on or anything. It's not your fault, T. If anyone's to blame for what's happened, it's me. No, I won't hear it. I'm gonna slowly close my arm with leather, like, creaking, even though I think that's a cloth glove. That's like, that's another tell. Another trope of NPCs doing that thing. Which is weird when it's someone like Wooklamat who has, like, claws, because, like, aren't those digging into your hands? As you may know, Leofine won our trust by posing as a scholar traveling the width and breadth of Tural. She expressed great interest in the cradle and our customs, so I was excited to meet an outsider that I was so excited to meet an outsider that I answered her every question. Oh, so you're to blame. I told her the Wide Eye keeps the cradle with them at all times, and then she hatched her plan. She took me hostage to draw him out. Oh, okay. So you really, like, fucked up royally, then. While she was sleeping, Leofine snuck into her chamber and held a blade to her throat. I had no choice but to give her what she wanted. The cradle of the sleepless. Not necessarily, but okay, that's fine. I put her life before the future of our people. It was at that moment I became unfit to be their guardian. I kinda wanted to die, to be honest. Once we get the cradle back, all is forgiven. Now, she is one of your people, so I mean, yeah, in a roundabout way, you still did it. It's fine. It's fine. Now we're just gonna bring it down a little bit. Just some smooth jazz to help you get through the night. Just woke up from a coma? Wake up to the beautiful sounds of jazz. Going after a group of supervillains? You can vibe all the way there. Thank you, Kilrath. You know just what to say. That was the only way to see a future where none of my people come to harm. Especially Lozanique. Even without the cradle, you're still our guardian. My guardian. We'll find a way through this together. So the cradle of the thing, the totem, the narwhal dildo, that really is a Cosby weapon. Like, if he could just, he'd be able to, like, run amok with that thing. It's a good thing that, you know, he's not in this game. Did he die yet? Can't remember if Bill Cosby died. It might be one of those, because every once in a while I'll hear about a celebrity who died, and I'm like, wait, when did that happen? And it was always, like, within the last year, and I'm like, oh, I guess I completely missed the news on that. Seeing you in such high spirits lifts my own. Although I do have an aunt who, for some reason, like, Mandela affected herself into thinking that Eugene Levy was dead. Or I think she, like, mistook, like, it was a different name or something, but yeah, she, like, had mentioned that he was dead, and we're like, no, he's not. Eugene Levy's alive. What are you talking about? So that's kind of a running joke now, is... I'll never forget Eugene Levy, taken from us too soon. Before I forgot, you trounced Leofine's thugs while I was dreaming in the snow, didn't you? I owe you a debt I won't soon forget. I'd wager that debt will grow larger before we pry the treasure from Leofine's clutches. But whatever it takes, I won't stop until she's answered for her crimes. So basically, like, the in-joke among, like, my aunt and, like, a bunch of us that Eugene Levy said, it's kind of like Devolver, and how Devolver, in all their, like, press conferences, and, like, I guess E3 doesn't exist anymore, but, like, their, like, Nintendo Direct-style things always keep acting like David Lang is dead. It started very subtle at first, when they just mentioned that their press conference was being held at the Dave Lang Memorial Theater, even though Dave Lang's not dead. I think the ghost of Dave Lang showed up at some point. It's just the most random, like, in-joke that they've just decided to perpetuate. But that's us and Eugene Levy. Poor Eugene Levy. Goddamn. Such a talented man, taken from us. You know, while I was sleeping, I dreamed. That could be a blessing and a curse to dream, like, when you're eternally sleeping like that. Like, that could be rough. If it's bad dreams, because I have some fucking weird dreams that I do not like. Sometimes it's fine. Sometimes it's actually pretty interesting. I saw her and I as children. Nothing particularly interesting happened, just whiled the day away. Not a care in the world. I'd forgotten what it was like to dream. It was pleasant. I can remember wanting to stay there, to never open my eyes again, but of course the moment I gave form to that thought, I opened them, and there she was. I thought he was gonna, like, describe a really weird dream, like, saw her as kids, nothing really happened, and then, like, a bird showed up, and it was, like, in a car, and, like, honked a bunch of times, and, like, drove by, and then after it drove by, like, someone stole my garbage can, and I had to go outside with a golf club and wave it around to get it back. Weird. Like, just something completely nonsensical. He's just like, man, what a weird dream I had. It has nothing to do with her. Even if we get the cradle back, things will return to the way they were. Will things return to the way they were? Will you go back to spending your life in dreams? Well, I mean, we've already shown you the logical idea of, how about you just have people do things in shifts? That does seem to be another theme, is the people we're bringing over to Eorzea from Tural are learning how to do things better, because the thing they were doing with their, you know, artifact, oh, we were doing it way, like, they had tunnel vision. They weren't seeing, they were missing the forest for the trees. They didn't see all the, you know, potential it had. Like, in this case, it's like, yeah, we thought one person should be the guard for the whole village, instead of, like, how about we just do this in shifts? How about we just do it in shifts? Then you don't need this weird magic artifact that's dangerous. I suppose so. It is my duty as the Shut-Eye, after all. Your duty. And it was your duty, too, that compelled you to come all the way here to Ishgard. But no more. What are you saying? I tried so hard to convince myself you were glad spending so much time asleep, but being on the other side made me realize I was lying to myself all along. I don't want to return to a life where you and I are bound together, but always so far apart. I want to go back to those happy days when we were by each other's sides. I mean, you can be by her side while she's asleep. You can even put a funny hat on her. Like an oversized hat. It's bigger than a normal hat. It's funny. I guess what I'm saying is, if there's a different path for us, I want to find it. And I want to walk it with you. But not yet. First we need to reclaim the cradle, and when we have, we'll take our first steps toward a new future. I promise. Must confess, I haven't felt the same since I woke up. I know I was in bed for a while, but instead of feeling refreshed, my body feels weaker somehow. Welcome to real life. I slept 12 hours. Why am I more tired than I was when I went to sleep? Oh, I actually do feel refreshed today. Let me do one thing. Why is my body turning on itself? Why does every joint hurt? Yeah, that's just getting old, man. It's almost as if my strength was sapped away when the treasure was turned on me. Can't even grip my weapon properly. You want me to help guide your hips? Just, help you get a hold of that firm shaft there? Firmly grasp it! Perhaps the cradle's been sapping the aether of its targets all along. Did remark she felt invigorated, so maybe she took your vitality for herself. So yeah, it's probably not sleep, it's just, like, energy in general, so... The cradle has powers we don't know about? Well, yeah, like, it's... On the surface, it makes you sleepy, and one person awake, but if you push it harder, yeah, you could probably just, you could probably drain someone to death, and then just be, like, superhuman for a while. Not exactly. Maybe the cradle works differently than we thought. Its wielder might not pass on their fatigue, rather they absorb another's vigor. And the end effect would be the same. The cradle's wielder would go on without sleep, the victim loses strength, and can't even keep their eyes open. You never took more than you needed, so my slumber was always light enough to awaken from. But if the treasure was used without restraint... If I've had this realization, it won't be long before Leofine does. And then it'll be too late. We have to root her out. But I mustn't rush ahead of myself blindly. As she never tires of telling me, I feel nearly weak as a child right now. I must spend what precious time we have training to regain what strength Leofine stole from me. You have my word, I won't rest until I'm in top form. I suggest that you do the same, if for no other reason than to give me some stiff competition. Wow, there's a lot of innuendos going on right now. Can't properly hold the shaft of his weapon. Some stiff competition. We gonna make some strange bedfellows up in here, huh? Alright. Let's go take out his bitch. You're looking strong, Kilrath. While I'm not my old self yet, I'm feeling better better by the day. Still, there's much work to be done. I need to be even better than I was before if we're gonna have any hope of catching Leofine. Wonder what she's plotting with the rest of her cohorts. We know they aim to topple nations around the world, but this is an odd way to go about it, don't you think? Why haven't her misdeeds in Ishgard extended any further than the Temple Knights? We've pondered that same question. Our best guess is that as a former Temple Knight herself, she chose them because she knows how to exploit their weaknesses. She's using her knowledge as her weapon, and we need to equip ourselves likewise. If we can learn more about her, we might be able to anticipate her next move. A good plan, but I admit I have no idea where to start. Should we ask Firmalbert? I already have. He said that, while he never knew her personally, the knights in her old squadron might be able to shed some light on her past. Some of them even now patrol the city, and Firmalbert was a great help in telling me where they might be. You've been busy. Well, I can't remember the last time I was awake this long. Didn't want to sit around until I got tired again. And we're all the better for it. Since you've gathered the information, it's only fitting I should do some legwork. Just tell me where these knights are, I'll speak with them. Gladly, but Ishgard is still an unfamiliar city for both of us, right? Although he told me where to go, the names of these places mean nothing to me. Luckily, we have Kilrath to guide you. You'll go with T, won't you? Yeah, I know this place like the back of my hand. Oh, what the fuck is that on the back of my hand? That's easy, I'm sorry. It's a dumb joke. I know we can count on you, alright. Take note of these locations. I thought this might be one of those where we're not going to tell you where it is, you just have to figure it out. Being forced to work with someone like Leofine isn't fate I would envy. I'm curious to hear what these knights have to say about her. Hopefully they'll provide insight. Okay, I accidentally skipped that. That's fine. Oh, it's one of these. Okay, we're not doing a stealth mission this time. We're doing a let the person follow you and speak at certain places. That's the other one of my favorite types of quests. That Square just loves. There's someone in here, probably. Upstairs? There we go. Now this is a rare privilege. What business should the savior of Ishgard have with a humble knight? This guy's sitting over there like... I don't like it. Got his arms crossed like, meh. You want to know about Leofine? Well, many temple knights come from common stock, but she was different. Despite what she became, Leofine was born of noble blood. Even so, she often made mock of Ishgard's customs and the responsibilities that bound the conduct of noble families. Doubtless she yearned for freedom all her life, or her idea of it anyway. Though her deeds caused her to be expelled from the Temple Knights and summarily stripped of her title, she may have actually desired that outcome. If she hated it so much here, all she had to do was leave. I hear she did leave, for a time at least. Now she's in league with a group that aims to plunge the world into chaos. A selfish heart like Leofine was sought out to aid this plot. I shudder to imagine how wicked their leader must be. Want to make a bet the leader is going to be the most pathetic of like the entire group. We have been steadily climbing up the ladder of efficiency in villains, technically, because we had dumb kid whose dad didn't love him, and who could drop rocks kind of sometimes, but didn't really know how it worked, and was terrible. Then we had Invincible guy and his team that wanted to take over Radz-at-Han. Was it Radz-at-Han? Or was first guy Radz-at-Han? Now I'm trying to fucking remember. No. First guy, I think first guy was Radz-at-Han, second guy was, Garabanya. Right. And then third one was third one around Ul'dah? Or was it the other way around? No, second guy was Ul'dah. I think, Garabanya may have been the third one. Or was it the first one? God, now I'm confused. My memory is shit right now. It all bleeds together, man. But then we had, yeah, Poison Lady. I mean, Poison Lady was kind of pathetic, but she definitely knew how to use her weapon thing pretty well. But this one seems like she's actually a competent supervillain. So now we'll see if the DPS one is also competent, or if it's also going to be like a loser. Yeah, I hope the leader is like the most loserish of the losers. That would be perfect. I hope the leader is, you know what, just out of nowhere, the leader's Greg. Do you require aid? I must keep watch, so forgive me if I don't engage in idle chit-chat. Leofine. For her, I can spare a moment. I don't suppose you know why she was expelled by the Temple Knights, do you? While few were her equal in swordplay, and fewer still handled their mounts with such grace, she oft spent her nights carousing in the gambling halls. It was after such a night that she fell asleep while on duty. Some may call it a cruel twist of fate, but dragons attacked her chargers as she slept, and they were left defenseless. In her negligence, she was doomed to have aided our ancestral foe, and thus stripped of her knighthood and noble title both. Knights falling asleep on duty, that's a story that's become all too familiar. That's why she specifically likes this one, this particular He's like, okay, which of these relics puts people to sleep? That one? That's mine. That's mine. Given what happened, I've no doubt she came to fear sleep. Yet now she has conquered that weakness, and she wields it as a weapon against us. She may even believe herself to be beyond the reach of mortal danger, yet she's only deluding herself. And in time, she will be made to answer for her deeds. Oh yeah, they're gonna execute her, for sure. She did. Dead woman walking. Wow, walking. Christopher Walken. I've heard the people of Ishgard revere a warrior god, but here's a statue of a flesh-and-blood knight. I've never seen such a thing. My people have no figures or depictions of our departed, fearing that such objects would keep them from finding their way to the next world. The only idol we keep is the Cradle of the Sleepless. Thanks to its blessings, the Wide Eye has always watched over us, so our reverence is devoted solely to the Narwhal. It's enough that it guides our people safely to the next sunrise. Oh, here we go. All is quiet, even so I must remain vigilant. Leofine, eh? A name spoken of in hushed whispers now, but many have forgotten her strategic genius. She had singular talent for achieving victory in battle by whatever means necessary. Genius. Maybe we're just too dense to see her actions would cause Ishgard... We're just too dense to see how her actions would cause Ishgard to collapse. Given that her group seems relatively few in number, an assault on Ishgard is unlikely. Rather, I think her aim is to chip away at the people's trust in Ishgard's foundation, and by the absence of a few vital bricks bring the whole nation tumbling down. Ah, yes, the stone. The stone that was abandoned has become the cornerstone. Stone. The thought gives me worry. Even now, representatives from Ishgard are preparing to visit Okzundu in the Sea of Clouds. If anything were to go wrong, it would be a grievous blow to our reputation. As we saw at Falcon's Nest, certain elements that oppose our nation see friendly gestures as a chance to spark conflict. Given recent developments, Sir Handaloop has been debating whether this visit is a wise choice. We'll go there, we'll fix everything, it's fine. But we have a general understanding of what drives our adversaries, stories that paint a picture of a rotten, conniving soul. We know enough to guess her next move. Yeah, she's going to okay Zundu. It's like okay Cupid, but it's Zundu instead of Cupid. You know, Zundu, the Mesopotamian love god. The god of love and also of human sacrifice, you know, stuff like that. Sometimes they did dual purposes. Sometimes it's fine. You're right. Whatever her ultimate goal may be, it's clear she has almost blinding focus on shaming the Temple Knights, and this, what did he call it, a delegation, may provide an irresistible opportunity. Finally, we have knowledge to use against our enemy. If we work together, we might be able to trap her. We haven't much time. Let's return to the congregation and tell this Handaloop what we know. And take the fucking Aetherite. Bohemondas? Bohemian Rhapsody? What? What? Nope, that's not where I wanted to go. Awakened, not stirred. I love the puns. The puns that Yoshi P and the Japanese team did not know that the English team put in the game. That's a pretty big, famous story at this point. There was some convention, I think it was FanFest, and someone asked, because they had the English localization, like, head, along with Yoshi P. And so, someone asked, like, so, I think they asked, like, when, like, how they decided to start doing puns for all, like, the title, like, the quest names. All the, like, references and pop culture stuff and puns and whatnot. And the English localization, like, head is, like, looking really nervous. And you see Yoshi P is kind of sitting there, and as the after the question is asked, he just kind of slowly looks over at the guy. And the guy kind of, like, leans into the microphone. He's like, yeah, we never told the Japanese side that we were putting the puns and the jokes in. So apparently, like, in Japanese, like, the quest names are not, like, puns. Or jokes, or, like, funny little things. They're just, like, This would just be, instead of awakened, not stirred, it would be like, finding the truth about the relic, or something. Like, it would just be like some general name. But I guess they've actually started doing that in Japanese now that they know the English side's doing it, and they're like, nah, you know what, that's fun. That's fine. But you see that a lot when, like, the difference between, like, in, like, anime, for example, a Japanese title name for an episode versus the English localization of that name. Like, one of the most obvious ones is back in, like, Dragon Ball, when they weren't, like, really super localizing things, like, or that they weren't, like, localizing them in that they were recontextualizing them for a Western audience, they were just kind of word for word doing it. And so you'd have episodes like, next time on Dragon Ball Z, find out if Frieza will actually be defeated by Goku in the next episode titled, Frieza Defeated. It's like, but you just told me what happened. Like, will they finally unmask this person? Watch the next episode. Gotenks unmasked. What? Why are you just telling me what's going to happen in the episode? But then, like, I remember it really kind of came to a head when I was like, going on Cerebi a lot for, like, Pokemon meta shit. And they would say, like, oh, the next, like, here's the most recent episode of Pokemon that released with the Japanese title and the English title. And here's, like, the next episode. And so you would look at some of the episode titles, and it was like one episode would be in English, it would be like, Between a Rock and a Hard Place, or Out of the Frying Pan, and, like, just clever little title names. And then in Japanese, it would be like, the title would be, Pikachu defeats Onix by using lightning after throwing water on the Onix. It's just like a stark description of what the episode is going to have, like what's going to happen in the episode. But then, like, the English one was like, no, think of a clever, more prosy kind of name for it. Some of the best, like, episode titles are shit like, from Star Trek, like Measure of a Man, City on the Edge of Tomorrow. My favorite episode of all time, In the Pale Moonlight. But, you get, like, you want, like, a clever little title, not just a description of what the thing is, but that just seems to be, like, the Japanese way of things. Like, the Mana series, what is it in... I think it's, like, Legend of the Holy Sword or something. It's like in Dead Sensu. But yeah, a lot of the titles are just, like... just much more stark descriptions of what it is, and slightly less sometimes... a very, like, really clever title, like, or something that's more poetic, I guess. It's just not their way. But then you do have some that have, like, really crazy-ass titles. Like, Berserk is not at all, like, what you would, like... If it had been made by some other, like, Japanese creator, it may have been, like, the story of Guts trying to save his girlfriend Casca. Like, it'd be something like that. It's a good title. It's a very good title. I mean, enough rambling about stupid shit like that. But then, yeah, you do have plenty of titles, and, like, it's weird. Like, maybe it's just, like, certain styles of people, like, or, I don't know, certain generations of creators. Because then you also have crazy shit like Cowboy Bebop, where every episode title is, some music pun, like Jupiter Jazz and shit like that. So, yeah, it's... I mean, Real Folk Blues is, the king, but... It's a very interesting cultural, like, crossovers sometimes, where certain things are much more literal there, and certain things get much more, like, kind of more abstract here. It's weird. You are very welcome. You are ever welcome at the Congregation Kilrath. I am well apprised of Leofine's wicked deeds, and your efforts to flesh her out have been much appreciated. And this must be Master T, who crossed the ocean from Tiral. I hope you have recovered from your ordeal. I'm better than ever. Apologies for taking up one of your beds for so long. Please, no apologies are necessary. On the contrary, the Temple Knights yet owe you a debt for all you've done, and we all took turns diddling you while you slept. That was payment enough. Which brings me to the purpose of the visit. You had something to discuss with me. I see you had the same doubts. The delegation of Okzundu would be an obvious target for Leofine, but I was recently debating the wisdom of moving forward with our plans. As you know, all of Ishgard falls under the protection of the Temple Knights. As such, 'tis only meet that we maintain the strength of and strengthen friendly relations with our neighbors. The delegation in question is tasked with deepening mutual understandings of each of our unique cultures. Sanu Vanu, chief of the Zundu, was most eager to host. Yet so long as the specter of Leofine hangs over the Order, I fear visits abroad are unwise. Should any of the Vanu Vanu come to harm, our relationship could be damaged irreparably. As we have no way of knowing if Leofine has caught wind of our plans, I am of the mind that postponing the delegation may be the most prudent course of action for the safety of all. This could be the perfect place to draw her out, and it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. We could totally murder her, no one would even see. That's right, Kilrath and I won't let anyone come to harm. And as long as you warn the Vanu Vanu in advance, they shouldn't hold the actions of a rogue against you. If they're truly your allies, they'll see the wisdom in your judgment. Please, send the delegation as planned. It'll be our best chance to capture her. No. Yes, your words have merit. Thank you for your sage counsel. You are right. The Zundu would not stand idly by while we suffer at Leofine's hand. In fact, the fellowship between our two peoples was forged when a god assailed their home and was brought low by the great hero Kilrath. Yeah, I kind of kicked the shit out of that whale. If we tell Zundu that he is keeping watch over the proceedings, I am certain all doubts shall be quelled. Then you'll proceed? Indeed, the time has come with the Temple Knights to reclaim our honor and go on the counter-offensive. I shall bring this suggestion to a joint operation against Leofine to the commanding officer as soon as possible. Lord Commander, whatever. Thank you. Together we'll put a stop to her scheme. We must first discuss matters with the others involved before we present a plan to the Lord Commander. Though time is of the essence, I ask that you wait a little while longer until our course is settled. Okay. We're gonna do it. He's just running off without me. Okay. Alright, we're on the last one. The last leg of our journey. With Big T and Leofine. I realize now that I agreed to defend people I know next to nothing about. Tell me of these Zundu we'll be visiting soon. Big floofy birds. They're like the Hanu Hanu. Actually, yes. Yeah, you would know them. Really? Two groups of such people so far apart. The world really is full of surprises. I mean, you come here, you see a whole bunch of people look like you. I mean, every single city is enough for a lifetime. Every day I hear something that gives me food for thought. Like the story of the Dragon Song War, for instance. Generations of animosity between dragon and man that somehow ended in a rekindled fellowship. I imagine a whole world like that. A world where there'd be no need for protectors. The Wide-Eye watches not only the monsters of the wilderness, but our neighbors as well. We barely even considered sending delegations outside our village's gates. And the cold snap only made things worse, with people struggling just to survive. Our every thought goes toward defending our scarce resources. But if we only look outward with wariness, there's no hope for the future to change. No hope to build trust. There was a way to bridge the distance between us and greet tomorrow hand in hand. Maybe that's just a silly dream. Like that weird dream last night where that bird in the car stole my trash can and I had to chase him with a golf club. That was weird too. Maybe. Either way, it's a beautiful thought. Oh, you're laughing. Who knows, I can't see their emoting. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah, like right in there. I can't move the camera enough to see if I can get inside his head. See his teeth from the back. I'm glad you think so. I'll hold that future in mind as I get back to training. As for you, Kilrath, get some rest. If you fall asleep when I need you most, I'll wake you up with a knock to the head. I mean, that might make me go fall asleep more. It might concuss me. Actually, you can't stop the Warrior of Light with a blow to the head. He's had so many concussions now, I don't think he feels anything. Hit him in the head, you won't notice until like 10 minutes later. Well, she could use that, object on me. The Warrior of Light gets knocked out a lot. So, like, I'm surprised, like, I didn't naturally just intercept the sleep thing she was doing on him. Sleep, that's where I'm a Viking. So Handloop still hasn't sent word. I guess the others... Oh, a lot of concussions, yeah. Oh, the Warrior of Light probably played football at one point, yeah. I guess the others might not be so enthusiastic about our plan. To them, the Cradle of Sleepless is naturally still something to be feared. No matter how much faith they have in your strength, you'd be at Leofine's mercy if she put you to sleep. Honestly, I don't blame them. Not even I imagine our treasure could be used for such evil. In Leofine's hands, it's more an indiscriminate weapon. More than an indiscriminate weapon. That means when we get it back, we can turn it into something else. Something no one's ever thought of before. We can find a way to use it without forcing someone to spend their life in slumber. Of course, I agree with you, but we have more pressing matters, namely a rogue knight who captured to capture and a treasure to recover. Right, sorry, I got ahead of myself. You're under arrest for loitering. Apologies for keeping you waiting so long. The Temple Knights have finally reached a decision concerning the delegation to the Sea of Clouds. And what have you decided? Screw off, that's what we decided. I am pleased to say the Zundu have agreed to join forces with us. Together we shall drive back Leofine should she attack. For shadow darkens even an ilm of our homeland, our peaceful delegation shall turn into a fighting force at a moment's notice. We shall restore the Temple Knight's reputation and recover your artifact in one fell swoop. Thank you, Handaloop. Handaloo? We promise to do our part. If Leofine shows herself, she won't get away this time. We have to get... we have but to hammer out the finer details. Once we're ready to depart, the first group of knights shall leave by airship. I would ask you both to make your way to Okezundu as soon as possible, so you may help plan our strategy. The strategy is Bum Rusher. She can only, put one person to sleep at a time, probably. Well, she can technically, leech a couple people, but, because, yeah, we saw, groups of people she did before, but still. It does seem... She said it needed some time to rest afterwards before it was usable again, so you send a shit ton of... You do the same thing that, the Garleans apparently do against, Primals. You just send a bunch of people in, you have the Primal get distracted trying to mind wash them, mind control them, and then you send more in afterwards, and you just keep piling on until eventually you can just overcome it. You just throw a whole bunch of people into the meat grinder, you clog up the meat grinder, and then you move in for the kill. I'm coming too. I can heal your wounds, and if it comes to it, my staff can bruise as well as a club. I'll gladly have you with us. I'm done taking on the world alone. I need you. And Kilrath too. We're stronger together than we could ever be. The Cradle never would have been stolen if I'd realized that from the beginning. I want you at my side to ensure I don't forget it. Now then, better be off. I'm keen to meet this Chief Zanuvanu. Alright, let's go kill this bitch. Let's finish this. It's up there, isn't it? Honored Netherling, your return to Okezundu is as welcome as the arrival of spring. Sonu knows why you come. Wicked hearts seek to bring chaos to our home. So the Zundu shall rise to its defense if needed. As the sun's rays chase away the shadows of night, the Sundrop dance shall keep the tendrils of sleep at bay. Gisaruvonu, it's an honor to meet you. I'm T. And this Sundrop dance is as invigorating as you say. I'd love to see it for myself. The Zundu shall dance before Ishgard's warriors upon their arrival. Brave T-Man is welcome to join the proceedings. That was original intent, right? I see. If we draw Leofine out, it makes sense to pretend like nothing is amiss. Zundu warriors unify their strength through the Sundrop dance. The sight is so fearsome that many choose to flee rather than fight. Netherling warriors may learn much from such an approach. Breaking the enemy's spirit avoids needless bloodshed. Yet all dancers must hone their skills before wild animals first. that the sun drop dance does not fail them at the most crucial moment. It is for that reason our dancers await at the outskirt of Okzundu, for the Netherlings' arrival. When the performance begins, it shall draw the attention of all, like a roiling cloud coming up the horizon. Watch carefully for any who would take advantage of that moment. After the dance is finished, Netherlings will present the Zundu with... Chief Sonu! Netherling ship appears in the skies like sudden sun shower, hurtling towards Earth. Oh, they're crashing. Swiftly it descends, crashing down near Zundu dancers, ships. Markings are Ishgardian. Zundu are unhurt, but wounded Netherlings pour from vessel. Like a lightning bolt in the night, she strikes. The Temple Knights were coming by airship, right? All Leofine had to do was lull the pilot to sleep. She saw right through us, and now we're on the back foot. That's okay, that's pretty much how the Warrior of Light operates. We're never at the advantage. We're always like, no, we're still a step behind. I just gotta step up and beat the shit out of something. Great winds can alter even raging rivers' course, but what matters is to stand strong and move forward, and now, we must offer aid to the Netherlings who come as guests. Right, let's go. Sanu Vanu, his arms open. Big T, his eye open. Chaka, when the walls fell. Alright, let's get this over with. This is the work of the cradle. Leofine can't be far. We must tend to the wounds, tend the wounded, but I won't let her escape again. This ends today, one way or another. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, hey, what's up? Oh, you got yourself a griffin? There you are, Leofine. You came all the way just to greet me? Oh, I am honored. I only hope my gift was satisfactory. 'Tis a shame you could not see Ishgard crumble. Alas, I can scarcely suffer rats to scurry about my feet, threatening to gnaw away at my carefully laid plans. At least you bear witness to the dying breath of the Temple Knight's flagging honor. We would sooner see that wrecked airship soar again than their reputation return to its former glory. Yet even I did not foresee that the Zundu would be in the ship's path. The Fury favors me, for now, who would trust a nation so careless as to put their neighbors at risk? I wouldn't go down the hall to see you unless Shadowman was there. Is Shadowman there? That's a good question. I don't know if Shadowman... Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's there. He's there. He's there. Yeah, he's there. He's fine. Everyone knows you're behind this. People won't turn on each other so easily. Oh, I didn't see you there. The shut-eye, wide awake. Doubly honored I am that you came all the way just to meet your end. Enough. We're taking the cradle back. We won't let your evil continue any longer. Such bold words. If I recall correctly, your people reap great benefits from the artifact's power, all at the cost of someone's waking life. Your life. Pray do not misunderstand me. That was not meant to be a denouncement of your people. On the contrary, they have my utmost respect. We are bound by our very nature. No matter how mighty we become, we are slaves to the whims of sleep. Yet this artifact can sunder those shackles and grant true freedom. It makes its wielder stronger and its enemies weak. A perfect weapon, if you ask me. Can't say whether using the cradle is right or wrong. I only know what a life lived at the cost of another is no life at all. You're right about one thing. We are bound by our nature. But that doesn't shackle us. It brings us together. Whether I'm asleep, asleep or awake. As long as Lozanique is by my side. I get these names, these Toral names, I swear to God. You think you get it, and then you have to read it again, and you're like, wait a minute, hold on, what was this again? That's the life I want. I'll be your shield. I don't have a shield, but I'll be your shield. Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. She's exhausted the cradle's power on the Temple Knights. This is our chance. Alright, before this fight starts, I'm actually gonna take a quick BRB. Little boy blue, cause he... Little boy blue, cause he needed the money. Ooh! Some Andrew Dice Clay in here. Alright, I will do a quick BRB. Enjoy the music. Alright. No plan is without its wrinkles, I suppose. Fortunately, I prepare for all contingencies. Yeah, so this is like, we're getting like real boss music this time, not the usual, like, clown music. If you prepared for everything, you would have just shit reset. Or I would have had a bucket. That would have been the better plan. You had an opportunity to live a quiet life, and I will not give it again. This time I shall send you into a slumber from which you shall never awake. Sorry, I mixed that up. That was my one chance to deliver a cool villain line. Yep. Oh, jeez. Okay. Should probably turn on grit, shouldn't I? Alright, time to tank. Everybody on me. Yep, just keep whacking. Whacking and whacking and smacking and whacking and cut that meat. Bring my dark side back. Oh, they're gonna start healing them. Okay, good. Yeah, no, you come over here, buddy. Deal with me. Okay, they're doing fine over there. Okay, everyone's awake. Okay, we're all good. Team's up. Okay, come on. You get over here. Get in here. Now you're all alone. This is where it ends, Leofine. Why am I cursed with incompetence? Very well. Dance with me, Wide-Eye. And she immediately goes after me. We also have a healer with us. This should make things pretty... I mean, not that, like, any of the fights with these guys have been really difficult, to be honest. Actually, not throw on Blackest Night. See if I get a free, Flutter Edge. Yeah, I do. Alright, that was easy. I don't think that's it, though. Yeah, no, we got another phase. Oh, it's recharged. The artifact swells with power. It begs to be released. Alright, well, you only got like one use, so whoever you... Now you shut your eyes for the final time. Take a last glimpse of the waking world. I thought she was gonna, like, use it on one of us. It's like, well, pick your target carefully, because whoever's left is gonna kick the shit out of you. Okay, brace ourselves. Okay, you're gonna do it. Okay, you're doing paladin stuff? Okay. Yeah, you're doing paladin stuff. That's okay, you can sleep for a little bit. I'm alright. What about T? He's sleeping. He's fine. I'll take care of this. You think this piece of wood is for protection? Such a cloying sentiment. Cursed insects. You lot finish them off. Earn your freedom. Yeah, that's right. You get over here. No, you're not. God damn it. I'm just gonna stand here. Let's keep throwing daggers at me, I don't give a shit. Alright. Next. Yeah, she so far is the closest we've had to, like, a for real supervillain. Invincible guy was pretty close, Armadillo Man, but... But no, she for real, like, actually kind of, like, seems like, yeah, no, she's in on the whole world domination thing. There's no, like, oh, I was just a misunderstood part. Like, no, she was always kind of a shit. And a boop. A little bit of it. Ready to eat it. Yeah, I'll pop that too, why not? There we go. See, the little red warning circles mean Tank Buster. Meaning if you're not a tank, don't stand in these fucking things, you will die. And if you're a tank, make sure you're not standing on top of someone who's not a tank while that hits you. There we go. Now we go. Easy peasy. Also, I realized I forgot to record, so I'm just gonna have to download the stream version of this. Which will be shitty quality, but it's fine. Ah, you stubborn. You may have won today, but this is not over. Oh yeah, she had a Griffin. Forgot about that. Yes, it is. Yep, Warrior Light's gonna be out for, is that Peter the Griffin? Yes. Peter Griffin. Damn fool. Now. No. I mean, even if you had, like, hit him with it, that's not that big a deal, because I could have just run and gotten it. Say goodnight, Leofine. Oh. Oh, is that what we meant to do? Oh. We were kind of just apprehending all of them before. I guess we just murdered this one. The wide eye watches eternal. And eternal is the sleep it bestows. Although I'm assuming the Griffin's going to get her. It's fine. We finally stopped her. Yes, but we have someone else to worry about. No, it's okay. I'm used to being knocked out. It's okay. This is my natural state. God, wake up. Are you alright? Only he would smile at a time like this. You barely know me. What do you mean, only I would do that? He's awake. Your work is done, Kilrath. You did a commendable job as our shield, and now you can lay down your burden. It was thanks to... Is that Pride Rock? Where? Like this? Or that? No. Is there a Pride Rock looking thing? Actually, that up there is pretty... No, not really. That? No. Well, but... It was thanks to your bravery we were able to deal the final blow to Leofine. And with the cradle back in our possession, I think we can consider this expedition across the seas to be a success. The Zundu helped us gather the wounded and see them safely off to Ishgard. We couldn't have done it without you. Is that a pride parade? I mean... No, you haven't... The Hanu, that's the pride parade. They're the rainbow ones. Netherlings protect allies as fiercely as the Galakat protecting kittens. Zundu are moved by your might. You are equally as impressive. I should learn the Sundrop dance myself, though I won't be able to strike a figure half as fierce as yours. The Parade of Animals to Pride Rock. Okay, so for the birth of Simba, yeah, that could technically be considered a Pride Parade. It is a parade going to Pride Rock. The Zundu seem to have everything well in hand, and Handloop is likely eager to see us. We should return to Ishgard as soon as possible. That is a pride parade. You know what? That's a good point. There was a pride parade in a Disney movie. A bunch of people are going to be very upset. A bunch of uptight idiots will be very upset if they heard that. I should have warped, it's fine. It's not that far. Or is it? Is it inside again? Yeah, it's still inside. Alright, handy soup. Handy loop. Campbell soup. Don't worry about that. Ah, here's the day of return. Thanks to your valor, the threat Leofine posed is no more. What's more, not a single life was lost. On behalf of the Temple Knights, allow me to express my utmost gratitude to you all. Oh, you don't owe me thanks. After all, it was my fault the cradle was stolen in the first place, and ultimately my fault that your delegation in Okizundu turned into a melee. You're right. You're under arrest. You've talked us into it. You're executed. It may be true that our visit to the Sea of Clouds is far from peaceful. The bond between the Zundu and the Temple Knights is only deepened through overcoming a mutual adversary. Blessings often take inscrutable forms. Oh, so it was all a setup, so you could save them, and it would look like, oh, okay, I get it. This is an inside job. And while we know not whether Leofine yet lives, we do know that she can no longer reach the source of her ill-gotten power. So we have little more to fear from her. With the crisis behind us, the common folk no longer have aught to fear. We will make known the story of Leofine's schemes and the heroes who work to foil them, and in time I hope the trust in our order will be restored. The Temple Knights shall continue to build relations with our neighbors for years to come, relations which shall form the foundation for Ishgard's future. We would be honored if we could count you among our allies in this endeavor. Anything you need, simply call upon us. We'll always be there. No questions asked. And with that, it's time we returned home. It's been an honor. We'll be passing through Tulial on our way back, Kilrath. If you have any business in those parts, we'd love to speak with you about at the taco place before setting off. See you soon, hopefully. Huh, okay. Interesting. Oh, right, let's go back. Alright, 4 down, 1 to go. Technically 2, but 1 class, and then just a final little wrap-up quest. So we'll do that tonight. We'll be doing that at about 8. We'll finish this up. And that way tomorrow we can kind of do whatever we want. Going Qatar the wrong way, aren't I? No, I'm kind of going the right way. Because it's right here, right? Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Not so bad. Kilrath, there you are. I was afraid we wouldn't see you before we left. We arrived not long ago and apprised Brookhaven of everything that's happened. This is the longest I've spent away from our village, even though Tulialal and Ishgard were like entirely different worlds to me. I was only ever treated with kindness. Anything the matter, T? Nothing, it's just something I've been thinking about. Our people have always been self-sufficient, but the Ishgardians and the Zundu showed that looking to your neighbor can reveal a way through the harshest of difficulties. And you heard Handaloop. The bond between Ishgard and Okazundu was only made deeper through their shared ordeal. To trust in others to such a degree, well, I think it's a goal we should all strive toward. We have at least one friend like that, don't we? He who bent his ears to every note of the narwhal's lullaby without a shade of fear in his eyes. Thank you, Kilrath. For believing in us, and for believing that no matter the outcome, your actions would not be in vain. In doing so, you taught me the worth of fighting alongside allies you can trust. Even if your shield breaks, it is not the end. That's why you take 2 shields. You're right, it's our faith in our allies, and their faith in us, that gives us the courage to protect each other. But approaching someone with open arms doesn't mean they'll accept you. The relations between our people and our neighbors have been strained by generations of mistrust. We must take care to mend them properly. If we can do that, and learn to look toward the future hand in hand, there's no need to use the cradle ever again. People can sleep and dream untroubled and awaken with bright eyes. I want to see those days come to pass. Me too. Then you and I can finally spend time together. Of course. Then he finds out they're just not compatible when they're both awake. Just kind of grow apart. He goes off to college, you know, she stays behind. She ends up starting a business, and he's like off like on a farm somewhere. If we're gonna see this future, we should... then we should get back to our village. I'll be overjoyed to see the cradle returned. Thank you for everything, Kilrath. Next time we meet, we both have good news to share. We get to end tonight with Monk. Dark Knight, you know, at least I'm back in my wheelhouse with Dark Knight, but I'm gonna be really back in my fucking wheelhouse with Monk. The class I am definitely the most comfortable with. And that is gonna be, I think, this bitch. I think? Actually, I can check. Journal. Yes. So we want to abandon this, so that way we can start it up tonight. Got it. Awesome. So we're done. So I'm going to call this stream here. I'll be back tonight around 8 o'clock. I'll post on the usual, you know, social media sites. And, but yeah, I will be back at 8 to do the final role quest. And then we can also do, yeah, after we do the final role quest, then we have just the final, like, epilogue quest. Where I'm assuming we'll find out kind of like what all this is about. But alright. So that'll be it for me. So, I wish you all a good day. Thank you all so much for being here. Hope you had a good time. And I will see you tonight when we finish off this. And that way tomorrow we can get back to business as usual. So, later everybody.